And my apologies, had to restart, just wasn't feeling with it. So let's run it back and say that is right. Because it's the boy from across the pond. It is UK finest Ricky J, bringing you the hardest hitting takes, bold predictions, and straight up banner from across the pond. Welcome to the Bell Never Stops Ringing, to the People's Wrestling Podcast. So, a lot of mayhem going on. Just really wasn't feeling it, so just had to cut that short. Just got very, very overwhelmed then. So I am restarting it. So obviously didn't start to 2 p.m. I'm starting near towards the 3 o'clock mark. So no, my apologies for that. That's all I can say. Let me get this up. I'm going to very quickly just speed through this episode just because, again, I'm not feeling with it, and SmackDown is on in a couple of hours, so I'll be live for that anyway. And people might have already watched this and already seen this, already tuned into this and wonder what's going on. Well, I did have to restart, just felt very overwhelmed, had to end it, and I've now finally restarted. So let's get on with this. Of course, if you want to be a co-host, let me know and I can make that happen for you. But let's kickstart this with the very first segment, which of course is always this right here. So what's cooking at the table? What have I been up to? Well, as per usual, going to the gym, going to my walking group, going to my games club that I go to on a Monday, and going to my craft class. This week I did make this, so a half and half Royal Rumble poster. So I did make that this week. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Let me know what you guys have been up to, and let me know what you've got coming up. Now, not only are we going to the glitz, the glamour, the Hollywood talk of movie talk, but I'm going to be honest with you guys, haven't watched any movies, been a quite a hectic, busy, manic week, been feeling very, very low, energy-wise, still feeling low energy-wise, feeling quite tired, not getting the proper sleep, so just really haven't had the time to watch a movie, so there's that. There is no news and rumors, no news and headlines, should I say. So we're going to celebrate a little bit here with this. Yes, Daddy, right. Let's smack down that cake. Hopefully it isn't raw. Because it is wrestler's birthday. So there's 2 wrestlers' birthday today. So a big happy birthday to the reigning, defending Women's Intercontinental Champion, Becky Lynch, and former WWE superstar and UK's own Drake Maverick. So happy birthday to the 2 of you. Now, on the other side of this, we're going to look at back when wrestling was good and give my thoughts and give my take on that with this week in wrestling history. But there's a lot of birthdays, a lot of big days coming up. See the numbers piling in. I can see the numbers racking up. Maybe to share, like, subscribe, do all of that. Check out my latest shorts. The reason why this is going to be kind of a truncated episode is because, of course, I'm doing a SmackDown watch along, and coming your way is going to be more throughout as today goes on. As we know, I need to conserve the energy and try and get on here. So once again, my big apologies for a late start, and also even bigger apology, there was no NXT watch along issues with StreamYard. StreamYard seems to have changed. Seems to be needs to be making all these changes all at once. And it's a change I need to get used to. So there's that. That's what happens with my happened with my NXT watch on. But let's now put a bit of money in my pocket with this right here. That is right, as my picture has fallen off. Protein Tees Goldman's one, it is in the description. Check it out, buy your shirts. If you want not one, not two, but 3 shout outs, I mean, to the People's Wrestling Channel Hall of Fame, it is Protein Tees Goldman's one. But as I said, we're going to now take a look back at wrestling history with 1 second with this week in wrestling history. One notable date to talk about, and that was November 30th, 2005. The Royal Rumble match, the infamous Royal Rumble match that saw John Cena and Batista topple out at the very same time, forcing this other man to march out only like he can, get in the ring and tear both quads, sat in the ring giving orders, must have been the utmost pain possible. But of course, it was a very surreal moment, both men going out at the very same time, tossing one another out, and then the match was restarting, and Batista finally, eventually won. But yeah, that was my thoughts on it. Give me your thoughts on it, guys, of the Royal Rumble 2005 as we look at today's wrestling with that is right, Wrestling Roundup. Starting, of course, with AEW. The only notable thing to happen on AEW was the debut of Tommaso Ciampa in AEW on AEW Dynamite, of course. Cool for him if he feels this is the right move. I did think maybe he would go to TNA, maybe show his face in Ring of Honor. I didn't think he would sign with AEW this quick, but he has. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I might not be the biggest AEW fan, but if wrestlers feel that that's what is for them, so be it. I'm not just standing there with a wrestler's, standing there with a wrestler making their way in the world. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. But let's switch to the WWE brand of things that saw on SmackDown. I'm going to do this match double segment, double match, however it goes. So, Sami Zayn came on out, Trick Williams did, and Damian Priest did, Brawl. Kamala Hayes retained his US Championship against Ilya Dragunov. So, cool retention for Carmelo. The Sami Zayn, Trick Williams, Damian Priest thing, good way to kick things off. Michael Cole did a sit-down interview with Cody Rhodes. They got interrupted by Jacob Fatu. Jade Cargill knocked off Chelsea Green. So they Cody Rhodes interview, Jacob interrupting or just hacked up their match. And Jade Cargill knocking off Chelsea Green. Okay. Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga are your new WWE Tag Team Champions. That's right, they snatched and clawed those tag team titles away from the Wyatt Six. Nathan Frazier knocked off Johnny Gargano. So, yeah, cool win for Nathan Frazier. More gold for Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga's first gold in WWE. But now my question is, what are they going to do with the Wyatt Six is my question. And also added to, which I'm going to go over in a second, Saturday night main event, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. And then to end SmackDown, Trick Williams defeating and beating Damian Priest by DQ, Randy Orton and RKOing Trick and Sami Zayn. If you weren't here for my SmackDown watch along, I gave it an almost thumbs up. Not quite a thumbs up, but almost. On to Saturday night's main event, they saw Jacob Fatu go one-on-one against Cody Rhodes, but the match, of course, didn't start. The match didn't happen. I think better that way. You don't want Cody. Personal thoughts aside about Cody being boring, booking wise, you don't want Cody looking weak, heading in, just losing the championship and then going into the Royal Rumble. And I think it was better this way. It felt like an actual fight, an actual brawl. So cool. Still your WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky put away Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. Good match here, good retention here. AJ Styles pick up momentum towards tomorrow's Royal Rumble by scoring a win against Shinsuke Nakamura. Another good match here. And in your main event of the show, main event of the evening, Sami Zayn did win the Fatal 4-Way match featuring Trick Williams, Damian Priest, and Randy Orton. He will now go on to face Drew McIntyre, the reigning defending WWE Undisputed Champion, tomorrow night. Shocker. I thought it was going to be Orton Drew. They went Sami Zayn. And for those that didn't watch my Saturday night's main event watch along, where were you? But I'm going to give it that. So almost probably more of that. It's that kind of a sideways thumb. On to Monday Night Raw. That AJ Styles coming out cutting a promo, then CM Punk did. First match of the night, Stephanie Vaquer, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky got their hand raised high in victory against the women of Judgment Day, so Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, and Roxanne Perez. Paul Heyman in the ring with the Vision. Adam Pearce came out. These led to an Austin Theory with a 1, with a 2, with a 3 over Rey Mysterio. So the AJ Styles CM Punk promo was cool. Stephanie Vaquer, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky coming out on winning ways. No shocker there. The Paul Heyman, Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce actually showed a bit of charisma, I want to say. So this was actually quite decent. And then Austin Theory knocking off Rey Mysterio kind of really means nothing. Michael Cole did a sit-down interview with Gunther. Okay. Alpha Academy were your winners in a Fatal 4-Way match that had in it New Day, American Made, and Los Americanos. The interview also just hypes up the Gunther AJ Styles match and American Alpha Academy winning. Okay. And then your main event saw AJ Styles win via DQ because Finn Balor attacked. Or was it CM Punk winning? I think CM Punk won. CM Punk won by DQ because Finn Balor got involved. You don't want the title changing hands, and you don't want AJ Styles losing. So decent booking, but I give it an almost thumbs up. So about there. On to NXT. And again, sorry, my apologies, no NXT watch along that saw somebody, no, I can't even work out my own writing. Dark State retained against OTM. Jada Parker sent packing Nikita Lyons. So it makes sense for Dark State to win if what happened later on happened. So what happened later on, it happened. So it makes sense for, I guess, Dark State to retain, even though I do like OTM and I would like to see them tag team champions. What's happened to the Nikita Lyons? Actually just picking up loss after loss after loss, but there we are. Dion Lennox knocked off. Who did he knock off? Wasn't Joe Hendry. He knocked off somebody. And I can't remember who that somebody was. Should really have been prepared, guys. My apologies for this. But Dion Lennox beat somebody. Give me 1 second. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Almost found out. One second. Miles Bourne. So Dion Lennox defeating and beating Miles Bourne. So a shocker there, definitely. Lexus King taking home the winner's share of the money against Tavian Heights. So a much needed win for Lexus King. And Dion Lennox winning. Shocker. I thought Miles Bourne was going to be in that line of match. That was a surprise. Thea Hale also was your winner against Zoria. Cool. I like that, even though she lost the title, they're making her still look dominant, still look quite strong. And then in your main event on NXT, Keanu Carver did defeat and beat Andre Chase. No shocker there. Then you had Charlotte Hill, Jackson Drake, Dion Lennox, and Shawn Legacy in the ring brawl. Out came Ricky Saints, then out came Joe Hendry. There's your episode of NXT. That'll give it a sideways thumb 2. Quickly moving on to Evolve. Then we're going to play an ad here. Then we're going to get down to some predictions. Then we're going to take a little breather before a SmackDown watch along. But Harlem Lewis in triple threat action went over Shawn Legacy and Tate Wilder. PJ Vassar sent packing Laney Luck. So no shocker there of Harlem Lewis. They're really making him look dominant, really making him look one to watch. And PJ Vassar winning. Again, I like the presentation that she'd been presented with since going to Evolve. Brooks Jensen was on winning ways against Cappuccino Jones, and then in a 4-on-1 handicap match, the team of Cam Hendricks, Keanu Carver, Jack Presley, and something Riggins, what they're called, something Riggins. Again, give me 1 second here, guys. 1 second. Jack Presley, Harley Riggins. That's what it is. Harley Riggins, Jack Presley, and Harley Riggins. Destroy and pin Jackson Drake. So all fresh action. Cool win for Brooks Jensen. And does this mean Jackson Drake finally loses the Evolve Championship next week to Cam Hendricks? Which we'll wait and see. Whenever they Evolve, also a thumbs up. So on the other side of this, I am going to do some predictions. But first, let's get down to an ad and really take notes of this ad. That is right. Like, share, subscribe. So let's finish this off. Let's round this out with some predictions. So give me 1 second. So, of course, tomorrow night's Royal Rumble. So, I'm going to, of course, go with the 2 single matches. Drew McIntyre taking on Sami Zayn for the WWE Undisputed Championship. I'm going to pick Drew McIntyre to retain here. Gunther versus AJ Styles with AJ Styles' career on the line. I think it's going to happen. I think Gunther wins, but he's at the end of the career of AJ Styles. But then my question is, who are then the big stars for WrestleMania? No Cena, no Styles. Styles is not a big, massive name anyway, but you want as many of those notable names as possible heading into WrestleMania. Speaking of WrestleMania, so who wins a women's? Who wins a men's Royal Rumble match? Starting with the women's, it could be anybody. Could be Liv. Could be Bianca. You know, the rumors are Bianca returns and she's going to win it. And it's good that I don't know. It's good that I can't predict, you know, really settle on one person. But I'm going to say Bianca Belair. I think Bianca Belair returns and then goes on to face Jade Cargill for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania. So that's my prediction there. And then on to the Men's Rumble. Could be Bron Breakker, could be the OTC Roman Reigns, could be Sami Zayn. Again, wide open, could be anybody, and it's cool. It's good that it's wide open like that. There's a world where I can see Sami Zayn winning the Rumble. There's a world where I can see Sami Zayn winning the Rumble. There's a world where I see Roman Reigns winning the Rumble. So my final pick for this year's Men's Royal Rumble 2026 winner will be... I'm going to pick Roman Reigns. I think you do Reigns, Drew at Mania. That is the bigger match. So yeah, that's my pick. Let me know your picks, your predictions. Do make sure to like, share, subscribe. Sorry that this has been kind of... We've got a prediction possibly coming in. And Nam is nigh. I think Reigns is going to win the Rumble. Thank you for your comment. Do make sure to share, like, subscribe. Also, Nam is nigh. Get your comments in. Who you think wins the Women's Rumble? Drew or Sami Zayn, and Gunther or AJ Styles. I was also just going to finish up there just before I read your comments. But for those that have been watching throughout, sorry that it kind of been very all over the place. Been all over the place with the results. Very ill prepared. Again, just feeling quite energy levels, feeling quite low, feeling quite tired. Once again, my apologies. It was no NXT watch along. Blame StreamYard. The video coming out in a second. Nam is nigh. Give me one. Okay, I'll read it out now. In fact, Sami Zayn get the number one contender spot opportunities enough to please Saudi. So you're going for Drew just like I am, I would imagine. But yeah, my apologies, no NXT watch along. I'm just getting used to these changes the StreamYard have brought in. My apologies for that to restart. Just felt very underwhelmed. Just to restart. So I'm going to get some rest, and then I'll see you back here, guys, for my SmackDown watch along in just about a couple of hours from now. So Nami's nigh. I'll also see you if you're on, if you're available, if you're around. I'll be here doing a SmackDown watch along, and then tomorrow, of course, we start the Road to WrestleMania, a Royal Rumble watch along, but also in the meantime, between SmackDown, I think you sent in another comment. Oh, no, you haven't. In the meantime, between SmackDown watch along and Royal Rumble watch along, coming your way will be joining the SmackDown watch along with that is great. That is fact. That is great news. And just as I'm finishing up here, let me know what country you are from. Are you from the UK? Are you from the US? And I also do, if you're wanting to do this, I try and give the people an opportunity, to come on and maybe call a match with me, promote themselves, and maybe you're up for that. I don't know. Understand some people don't want to be on camera, or they're busy, or whatever. Just want to sit back, relax, and watch SmackDown. But in between my SmackDown watch along and Royal Rumble watch along, coming your way will be even more content, and that will be my predictions for the show that I'm going to on Sunday, as well as you're from India. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So yes, so look out for all the content coming your way. The predictions for the show I'm going to on Sunday, SmackDown watch along in a couple of hours, and then Royal Rumble watch along tomorrow. All of that. Make sure to share, like, and subscribe. If you haven't already, share, like, and subscribe. I will see you guys in a couple of hours for my SmackDown watch along. I'm just going to get myself some rest now. But give me 1 second. Here we are. Always remember that it's Ricky J bringing the British bite to the fight.